All right, y'all. We finna listen to the survivors of the Epstein and Maxwell sex scandal speak out. Let's get to it.
A show of hands here. If you or somebody you love was abused or trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. All of you. So given that, you are here together, the 9 of you in this room, in this, what feels like a show of solidarity. Why? Why did you decide to come here today? Jess?
I'm coming here because there's been a severe miscarriage of justice, a delay in accountability, and we've all come together beautifully and tragically, which feels healing and devastating all at the same time, to speak out and to be fueled by each other's voices in a way that I don't know that we've had the opportunity to in the past.
Beautifully said. I'm here for the same reasons, but for me, the most important thing is accountability. My whole mission is to get somebody, or the majority of the people, to be held accountable for what they did and what we've all been suffering through.
So what she talking about is accountability for everybody. The only people they get accountability for is Epstein and Maxwell. But in order for them to be sex trafficking people, you have to have somebody for them to sex traffic too. So who is those people? Why is they name arrested? Why are they not in jail? What's going on with their names? Why is they not in public? But you know what? You know who do know? The survivors know. They know who it is. Now they finna speak out and then we gonna learn.
For the last 15, 20 years.
Marika, you're somebody who has spoken publicly about your experience before. What does it mean to you to be sitting alongside 8 other people in telling your story and in being here?
Today, I didn't think I would be here 6 years later from when I was here in 2019. I guess I'd just like to say that, I'm sorry, it's always a bit nerve-wracking to speak on camera like this, but I just want to say that the government has failed us. Maria Farmer reported this in 1996, and now there's a pandemic.
Okay, this shit been reported in 1996. And she got fucked in 2000 and something. This y'all let this shit go along all the time just because this was a rich ass motherfucker. Just because of Epstein. And what y'all knew about it. And then y'all gave him a sweet ass deal. And these people got to keep on going through it. As you see, this she's still emotionally traumatized throughout this. She's having a very hard time talking about it. Man, these people are so much full of shit.
Lawsuit where hopefully there will be some accountability.
Yeah. Jenna-Lisa, how about you?
I'm here once again speaking our truth and kind of beside myself that we're even having to do this again because they never did what they should have done in the beginning. So now here we are having to do interviews like this to get our voices out there because they didn't just listen to us the first time we said it.
That must feel frustrating.
Extremely.
Yeah. The idea of repeating, having to do this again and again. Did you ever think you'd have to?
No. In 2019, when I spoke up and went public on what had happened to me in 2003, at 14 years old, was something that I should have never had to have done in my life. It should have been taken care of and handled from the beginning and been investigated properly so we wouldn't have had to be at this point, I should have never had to put my face on camera so that someone would listen to me.
I want to first get to Sky and Amanda and Danny, who are here representing your sister, Virginia Giuffre. Danny, what?
Now, Virginia Giuffre, she was one of the most outspoken persons, you know what I'm saying, about the Epstein files. You know what I'm saying? And she just recently took her life because she couldn't handle it no more. I mean, She had a husband. I think she had a daughter. But all this stuff just collapsed. And she took her life, unfortunately.
What message, Sky, what message does it send to be here with this group in this, what, as Liz described, this almost show of strength?
She should be here. I am so honored to be here with you guys. She would be here. She'd be screaming, you know. And I think, you know, they said it best. It's like, if I could really say what, you know, what we're looking for out of this is justice, looking for accountability. And I think it's, you know, we really have to start questioning, what do we stand for? So, you know, it means the world to be here with you, all of you. And, you know, I think this is only the beginning of what's really to come, because showing a force like this, they have to listen now.
Some of you had not met before today. Am I right in understanding that? This is your first time for some of you meeting each other.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. And Wendy, yeah, take a beat. No, because this is your first time. You have never before spoken publicly about your experience.
Correct.
I'm going to ask you to share some of your experience now. What were your interactions with Jeffrey Epstein? What can you tell us?
My interactions, if you guys have followed or know Jenna's story, Jenna is one of my best friends from middle school, I would say. And it's pretty much the same story in that aspect.
How old were you?
I was 14.
And how did you first encounter either Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell?
Through friends. It was very normal, I guess. Through friends.
And where were you? This was in Florida?
Yes.
And did you go to the home in Palm Beach? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, I went to the home in Palm Beach.
Okay. And what were you involved in there? What did he ask you to do?
I'm not really comfortable answering that.
Okay.
It's the same as if you follow the story, you know what I was asked to do.
How did you extract yourself from?
It's this lady's first time being on TV. She didn't want to be on TV. She did her court shit and everything else. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to be she was 14 fucking years old when this shit happened. Her name is not even supposed to be out there. Now she got to be traumatized again about this shit because they don't want to release the fucking Epstein's file. Just read the fucking files, man. Got to put these people through this shit.
From this abuse?
I moved very quickly. My family moved me out of Florida, so I exited that world and had no access to it, thankfully.
And how did you cope with that trauma?
You just put it behind you and don't think about it.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, until it was brought up that, hey, this is a big deal in 2019, I think. This is a real big deal, and it's your truth.
And another thing, she did the same thing that a lot of rape victims do. They just try to put it behind them, forget about it, you know what I'm saying, to move on with their life, to get married and everything else, and you know, and try to just move on from it. But this is so big, it just keep on popping up, you know, it's just gonna come up in her life, and she know that. So she have to reveal it to her family and her friends and everybody else what happened to her at 14 years old.
So here's what's happening, and that's
It sounds like you almost buried Jeffrey Epstein's memory, his name.
absolutely.
And then all of a sudden, all these years later, here it comes back into the public spotlight again. What was that like for you?
It's so I had never really thought about it, I guess, because just put it behind. You didn't talk about it, didn't think about it, nothing. And it was kind of like, okay, now you have to heal from this. Now you have to address it and face it for the first time ever. Like, this is real.
It's almost like you're in denial, maybe?
No, I just, at that point, like, I'm 30, I had moved on. I had a career, I'm a family. And now it's like, okay, well, it's the truth and it's my truth. So it's time to start processing through that.
At the time, did you tell any of your family members what had happened to you with Epstein?
At that time, no.
After, did you?
No.
When did you finally tell, if you have, I assume to this point, told family members?
Yes.
Okay.
I told pretty much after everything was in motion.
Okay. Meaning the cases and the investigation?
That I had decided that I was going to pursue it. So I had to come clean to people and be like, hey, I did this. And
So that means she had to come clean to her husband and tell him about her being sexually assaulted when she was 14 years old. And then probably had to tell, you know what I'm saying, kind of explain to her daughter, depending on how old her daughter is, you know what I'm saying, what had happened to her, because it's going to be in public. And none of this shit was supposed to happen. They would have took care of this shit when she was 14 fucking years old.
I don't know what's going to happen. But it is true.
Did you reach out to law enforcement at that point?
No. I was contacted through the puzzle pieces that they put together to connect victims to victims to victims. I was on the bulletin board somewhere.
And here you are all these years later, sitting in this room with
Yeah.
these other women, with these other family members. Why now? Why are you deciding to speak and to share your story now?
Because not everybody is getting justice, and that's not right. Just because you think that some victims in their mind got justice, that it's not right. The everyday person is out there, and that's me, and we're victims. You could be, your neighbor could be a victim and you don't know it. The person you pass in a grocery store and they're not talking. And I think that, like she said, power in numbers, even if I'm just counted as statistically in numbers as another victim, that's enough for me. They're not protecting our youth. They're continuing to allow the same thing that happened to us is happening still. Maybe not with them, but it happens, and it's happening. So I took my time in saying something, and I've always been in contact with Jenna. I had a young daughter trying to start my career. It was a big shock to my husband. So I took the time and I said, when I felt like
I said, she had to go and tell her husband this shit. She been hiding this shit from everybody all these damn years. We're not hiding it, but not telling nobody about this shit. Keeping it to herself. Trying to put it in the back closet, where you need to tell somebody.
I was ready, it's not a secret. It's just something that I didn't normally talk about.
Yeah.
So now I'm ready to say, you know what? If I am the everyday Joe Schmo and I have this story, I know I want to be able to inspire other people to say, hey, me too. I mean, I hate this. I don't want to say the me too, not trying to do that, but it happened to me too. And I want to support her. She's been doing all this for years alone, and she doesn't deserve to do it alone.
And I know that that's emotional for you. I can see it in you.
And it's also emotional. You know, I haven't met them today, but going through stuff like this, especially as an adult, it brings up a lot of mental health issues. And I've thought of hurting myself, and not now, but you know, over the last 6 or so years, just going through all this, and it's
See, look, that's gonna tell you that how long that shit don't never go away. She even think about hurting herself. Jelaine Maxwell, Virginia, she took her life not that long ago. And I'm pretty sure there's other victims out there, you know what I'm saying, that feel the same damn way. He just fucking up people's lives, and now they gotta re-go through this shit again. Come on, y'all. Come on. We do better than this shit.
it's hard. And I know that if I have those thoughts and Virginia has those thoughts and we're victims, you know, how many more of us do we have to lose?
Why do you want to see more of these documents released publicly?
Accountability, right? I think all this time, we've forgotten how large of a scale this really is. What Virginia did, what these women did, it's unprecedented. This was a global operation. It takes multiple people to make this happen over a span of decades. Those people deserve to be accountable too, okay? And they have that information. They have that information. They have the power to do the right thing. And that is what we're here for.
Are you all satisfied, and then I'll do a couple more show of hands, but are you all satisfied generally with the level of communication that you've had or that your representatives have had from members of Congress? Do you feel like your voices have been heard from members of Congress?
No.
Jess, you're giving me a face. You're saying no way.
My eyebrows don't lie. No, I've heard zero communication. I mean, I don't know about it. I've heard nothing from any representatives personally. I have not.
And that's fucked up. Because these motherfuckers went to see Jelaine Maxwell, talked to her in prison, and not only just talk to her, but moved her to another nice spot. So she ain't gonna be in Max. She ain't gonna look comfortable in spot and shit. You know what I'm saying? She ain't in Max no more. Or medium, whatever the fuck she was at. But she in a nice little cushy now. And ain't nobody said shit to these people. Ain't told them, hey, we finna do this. We finna move them. You know what I'm saying? We finna talk to her. We want to talk to y'all. Why the fuck is you talking to a goddamn guilty ass person that's already convicted anyway, instead of talking to the victims and get to know what the fuck was going on?
So can I get a show of hands? Who here is satisfied with the level of contact they've had from Congress? Nobody. Let me ask this. How about the Justice Department? I want to ask a couple of things about what you knew about things that were happening with this case that you're obviously involved with. Show of hands. Did any of you hear from the Justice Department before they released that memo, that 2-page memo earlier this summer? No hands. Were any of you told that Todd Blanche would be speaking with Ghislaine Maxwell prior to that interview over the course of 2 days?
No.
No. Were any of you told about the prison transfer that Ghislaine Maxwell?
No.
Do any of you feel that the DOJ has communicated with you enough this year?
No.
Have any of you had any communication with the DOJ?
No.
Nobody in this room has heard at all from the Department of Justice?
No.
Is that surprising to you?
No.
No. It should be.
It should, yeah.
Right?
It should be.
You would think. It's their job. This is the center of.
All right, yeah, we're gonna leave it right there. But as you see, the motherfuckers, like I said, they were all up in Ghislaine Maxwell ass. You know what I'm saying? Asking her questions and shit, trying to pardon Trump. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get Trump's name up out of it and all the rest of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to give her pardons and sending her to a lower level security system and everything else. But they ain't even fucking tired to talk to the goddamn survivors. That's fucked up. I want y'all to think about that. Until next time, hit that like, subscribe button, and I'm out. Peace.